different stories since our childhood. Work hard and success will follow. But what if? What if that story has failed? You must have seen this mantra printed everywhere. Work hard, be on a poster, and these mantras are even whispered in your ears when you fail. But what if these has failed? Every generation before us used to believe more hours leads to more hustle, leads to more success. But today, I know hundreds of people who put in more than 100 hours a week and yet feel broke, yet feel empty, yet feel worthless. Hard work isn't broken, it has just become an illusion. In my 20s, I did everything a textbook entrepreneur should do. I founded multiple startups, scaled brands, collectively reaching more than 1,000 crores in revenue. And then I realized everything is falling apart. Hard work has been a key framework in our ecosystems. It has been wired in our system so deeply, it's get difficult for us to get out of it. So, one day I was sitting looking at the pile of work, unfinished work I had to complete, and that's when I realized and asked myself a question. What if? What if I disappear for a week? What will happen to my business? Will it grow? Will it remain as is? Or will it shut down? The silence that followed was the loudest answer I have ever got. I realized hard work is not the only thing. To achieve success, one should build smarter. The compounding interest, compounding designing should be there. The currency to gauge and measure the progress has shifted from sweats to system. And in fact, all the founders these days are building a lot of systems within their ecosystem. Look around. The economy is also rewarding leverage, not the hard work. The founders who have built a self-sustainable autonomous business generates wealth. Why they sleep? But the managers who are managing a team of more than 10 people are still struggling and they have been enslaved in their own business. The creator who have automated few workflows generates more revenue than any tech founder. Hard work has become the illusion which we have been falling apart from. When I realized these things, so I came up with a framework called leverage pyramid. The leverage pyramid is a three-step framework which multiplies your impact. At the bottom of the pyramid comes the level one, which is do less. We need to protect our hours. We need to say no with discipline to all the tasks which are repetitive in nature. Most people don't need extra hours in their days. They don't need extra hours in their work. They just need fewer wrong ones. Level two would be automation. We need to automate as much as we could. Any task which is repetitive in nature is an opportunity to build a system, is an opportunity to automation. Level three at the top is the most critical one. That is thinking deeply. We need to shift our mindset from doing to designing. You need to think, if I step out, if I'm not available, will the business keep going or stop? The leaders, they don't manage time, they build the momentum. If you implement all these three, you would move from grind to growth. You would move from being an operator to being an orchestrator. You will eventually start working on the company, then working in the company. When I leveraged and embraced this framework, I not only managed or reclaimed more hours, I managed to have more control. I managed to have more clarity. My team delivers more with less chaos. The founders I mentor today, They are using AI not to replace people, but to replace and eliminate pointless grind. And in fact, they realized working harder is easy, but thinking deeply is rare. The real winner in this decade won't be the hard workers, but the leverage thinkers who can envision great things and make them happen with the technology and the arsenals. Hard work built the industrial age, but the intelligence age, the AI age which we are into, will be built by the leverage which is powered by AI, automations, and the systems. The illusion of hard work breaks the moment we stop worshipping effort and start focusing and on designing. Maybe hard work in this era is not about more, getting things done. Maybe it's about designing better for ourselves and for what comes next.